Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Inioluwa. If you're new here, you're most definitely welcome. Where have you been? Where have you been? You're missing a lot. And if you're a returning subscriber, you are also welcome. I'm a YouTuber based in Ibadan. I film content based on lifestyle, relationship, and I do vlogs. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how being raised by a single parent has affected me negatively. So if this is the kind of content you're looking up to see, just stay tuned, get your popcorn ready, and let's dive right into the video. So without any other ado, let's get this video started. Welcome back, guys. So disclaimer. Yes, I know if you've been following my channel, you will see that I talk mostly on the bad things that has literally happened to me, to just share it without finding your sympathy or anything. So me sharing this part of my life does not mean I want your sympathy or I am here to advise you because I'm a counselor. I'm not a counselor, I'm not a relationship expert, but I just feel like this is a part at which people do not get to talk about. Like, it happens a lot in Nigeria and people are not talking about it. Divorce is rampant and we all focus more on the people involved. I mean the partners, the husband and the wife. We focus more on them and we tend to leave the children out of it. So I really want to talk about it because I am from a broken home and I like, there are a lot of things that actually came with it, and I feel like people are not really talking about it. And I'm very sure by the end of this video, 2 or 3 people would be able to relate to this if obviously they are from a broken home. Having to grow with both parents is beneficial for the children, but then I noticed that nowadays divorce is really rampant. Like, it's happening so fast that people think divorce is literally the good thing to do. I know you people are trying to preach that people should leave their toxic marriage. If they are not happy, they can move on. But why are we overlooking the fact that the children are also involved? And that is why I have decided to come out and talk. So if you see me look down, I have my book right here with me because obviously this is like a part of my life that is very sensitive and I've always wanted to talk about it, but I'm just literally always scared to talk about it. But right now I want to talk about it. I'm not seeking your sympathy and I'm not here to advise you. Why? I want to talk based on my personal experience. I know I have not married. I don't even have an idea of what marriage looks like. I don't have an idea of what an happy home looks like. But everything I'm going to be saying today is literally my experience and how I got affected. Thank God I was able to trace my steps. Thank God I'm having a good life, because if you look at it, not all children that are from a broken home tends to have like a bright future. This is not a curse, but I'm trying to be sincere. It's like, it's always glaring that some children are not well monitored. So that's why I really want to talk about how I got affected. So the first thing I'm going to talk about was that it literally affects my decision making. See, as a child, when you're growing up, I'm very sure outside the country, once you're 18, you can start making decisions, you can start thinking out of the box, you can literally move out of your parents' house. But for us in Nigeria, I know some people still tend to stay with their parents even when they are almost 20-something. It's not like something is wrong with them, but then obviously they are trying to take their time. So in my case, making decision was literally so difficult for me. Obviously, if you have your both parents, there is no how you're going to make a decision and your decision will not correspond with either your mom or your dad. So obviously, if you're making a decision and your both parents decide and they were trying to give you their opinion and their opinion are similar, you would obviously know that, okay, your decision is actually not that good, maybe probably the bad one, and you could have just feel like, okay, let me just accept the opinion of my parents and just do what they said I should do. But in my case, making decision, I just make decision. At times I don't get to talk to my dad about it. I just make decisions and I feel like, okay, they are going to be good for me. But at the end of everything, I end up making plenty bad decisions and minimum good decisions. It was really draining, like, to be very honest. Till now, I'm still struggling to make decisions. There's some decisions I'm still struggling to make, because I feel, obviously, okay, to me, I lived with my dad all through my life. So you know how that is. Obviously, he could only teach me things that I feel are right for me. But I needed like a mother figure where I can literally, somebody that I can literally talk to, somebody that can relate to my situation. You know, as a mom, she would literally understand the fact that, okay, something is wrong with you, this decision you're making does not make sense. Okay, while I was your age, I was about making this kind of decision, it didn't work out well for me. That decision literally, like, adding part in me having to make make more of bad decisions than good decisions. The next point is feeling lonely. Yes, I know feeling lonely might look like it was normal, but for me it was not normal, because literally I was too young when the whole incident happened. I was about 5-6 years old. So literally I was the oldest. So literally I was the one taking care of my siblings. It was so hard that, you know, somebody that is 6 years who needs to be taken care of is the one taking care of toddlers. I was not good with toddlers. So loneliness was another thing that was literally making me feel bad while I was young. I was always lonely because I need to stay at home and take care of my siblings. In school, people had their both parents, and some of my friends were literally bullies. They were literally like, some of them were always bullying me, making, like, throwing it on my face, making it, you know, glaring that they have both parents. You know, when your friends are talking about their both parents and they're just clueless, you don't know how it feels to have a mom, you don't know how it feels to wake up. You know, I was like, it was draining. I really don't even want to go to that part, because at some point, whenever we have like all these activities in schools, my dad is always very busy. Obviously, he's trying to put food on the table. I tend to always be alone when other kids are with their parents. Most times, my teachers who are very close to my dad, who knows the situation of things, are always the one that was always coming through for me. So in this kind of situation, I'm always so lonely, and my teachers are the ones that are always coming through for me. But you know, it can't be that cool. It can't make sense when your friends' parents are around and you're just there, you're looking lost, you're looking clueless, you're just on your own. It was draining. He had like a trauma that he literally pulled on me. It was too much for me, to be very honest. But then I came out of it. It was not easy. I came out of it without nobody's help, because I just had to sit myself down, and I'm just like, you know what, everything is for the best. You have to like groom yourself and just take your mind off it. You're not a bad person. Just you are not the fault why your parents had to go there. So yes, it was a whole lot. I got traumatized, but thank God I was out of it. Another point was that there was something I called emotional neglect. Yes, I felt neglected. It was the same thing as that of feeling lonely. I felt neglected, to be very honest. Especially, I remember vividly when it was almost time for me to start my menstrual cycle. It happened on a Sunday. We went to church, and you know, I didn't know how I was going to tell my dad my period came. Obviously, I already started this I've forgotten the subject we used to have, that, you know, the subject you take in junior secondary school is always very different from the one you take in senior secondary school. But I think there is a similar subject, integrated science. I remember integrated science. So this particular subject, I think there was a part where we're doing respiratory system, where they teach us about puberty stage. I think that was the only thing they talked about in junior secondary school. In senior secondary school was where they talked about the human body, where how there are changes in human forms, in ladies and men's body, the symptoms that would happen when you're already in your puberty stage, and they talk more about sex then. But in junior school, they literally did not talk about sex, but they were literally telling us about how ladies, because I actually attended an all-girls school, so it was more or less like them grooming us to let us know that, okay, you don't have to sit close to a guy, you know, those kind of things that they say to like brainwash us. Instead of them coming out straight, tell us how things were, they were trying to, you know, use all those small lie to us, instead of them to come out straight. So then they literally told us about how our body changes. I know even when it got to a point at which I need to start wearing bra, I didn't know how to tell my dad. I had to start saving from my, it was so difficult. Like, it was literally difficult. I felt neglected. Like, then I felt like, okay, I'm already in my puberty stage. This is when I need somebody to just come in, talk to me, woman to woman, let me know how I feel, tell me how things are being done. It was so worse that at some point, I was literally using clothes for my period. I know I'm not supposed to say this, but I feel like I want to talk about it. I was literally using clothes for my period. I get stained at any opportunity. If you are my secondary school mates, you would know I'm always reckless when it's during my period time. When it's my menstrual cycle time, I'm always getting stained. Like, I'm always getting stained. You know how that feels. But then, how many people that want to start telling, okay, this was what was happening? But thank God, I was at some point, when it was getting too much and it was becoming embarrassing, when going home, I'm always getting soaked in blood, using cardigan to tie my waist part of my body. Some people will not know I'm literally having my period. So it was then I had no choice and talk to my dad about it, and he literally had to volunteer that he was going to be getting me sanitary pad, that I should not be scared to talk to him about anything. But then there is little to the things that this man can do. He's a man, he doesn't know much about things. So that, like, it was really bad. It was really bad. But thank God I got over that phase of my life. Another point I'm obviously going to be talking about is the fact that both parents had resentment towards themselves, and this led to the fact that they had to make decisions that literally affect us. So, yeah, I mean, me and my siblings. Okay, when they had to go their separate ways, my dad was angry, he had grudge, he had resentment. He was like, I don't want to see you again. I don't want to have anything to do with you again. I don't want you to go with my children. I don't want this, I don't want that. And my mom on the other hand was like, you know what? Fuck, now, I don't want to see you too. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I'm not going to say it was like a domestic violence-ish, but they had their reasons for leaving. So because they had resentment towards each other, this literally got in the way, because my dad was so hell-bent on the fact that he doesn't want my mom to come any closer to us. Like, you know how that was. And with that, co-parenting was not the best decision they could make then. So he had to single-handedly do that. But then I felt that was like a mistake on my dad's part. He could have literally still allowed my mom to still be in the picture, to still be in her life. But then I feel like they were young, because obviously that happened when they were young. They were young, they were naive, they were just angry. Everyone was trying to express how mad they were at each other, forgetting the fact that they had like 3 toddlers. So it was a whole lot. It was a whole lot. So I know, like I said, there were a whole lot of things that literally happened. How I got affected, it was much. Till now, I'm still not balanced. I don't know if I'm going to do well when I start. Like, I don't even know what it feels like to have a happy home. Literally, I don't know how it feels like. It's really a whole lot to me. And obviously, I'm praying that whoever I'm going to be ending up with would literally be supportive and would just take me as I am. I'm not saying I'm a bad person. I'm not saying my behavior is bad. I'm not saying things, but obviously I am literally going to lack a whole lot of family. Is it etiquette? Yes. Is it family etiquette also? I don't know. I don't have any idea of what it is to have a family kinder thing. We were always just going our separate. We were just always trying to maneuver life and just get our life going, you get. So whoever is going to be ending up with me needs to know that part of my life, that I'm not family oriented. Like, he needs to know that yes, there are things that I would do that would literally piss him off, and there are some things that will be normal to him that he will feel like I should know that I might not know. So in that phase, obviously I had issues with relationship. I'm very sure that's like another thing that might literally have caused ish, that might have it might have literally had an impact in me not having to be in a relationship for long, because obviously I don't know how to handle a relationship. So it was really, really hard on me. I remember one time I lost a relationship because this guy found out I was from a broken home, and he said it to my face that I am always acting childish, and it's really pissing him off, and he feels like I'm not family oriented and he cannot be with that kind of a person. that he obviously know that I don't know what it feels like to have, like, it was like an emotional thing for me. Obviously, during this video, I had to take a break because it was like an emotional thing for me to do. And I'm still not getting, I'm still blabbing, I know. And I hope that you enjoy this video because I don't even know if I'm making sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. But then I just hope that you like this video, and I just hope I'm able to like express how I feel and pass a message. See, if you're a parent and there is need for you to leave your marriage, maybe probably you're facing things that you could not talk to people about, please, whenever you're leaving your marriage, just have it in mind that the fact that you're leaving does not mean you're going to, obviously there are some parents, there's going to be agreements. The man might decide that he's going to have the children. The woman might feel like, okay, I won't take the custody of the kids, but whoever has the custody of the children, the other partner that does not have the custody of the children should always try in their possible best to always be in the life of their children. It is a very good thing. Till date, I still have a relationship with my mom. Obviously, we talk, we gist, she calls, we talk, I visit when I need to visit. But then the love, the connection is not just that. I'm really happy that they are very fine in making their decision. Obviously, when I was young, I was so mad at them, but now I get the full gist, and I'm really happy they make that decision. To be very honest, I am happy they make the decision. I'm happy I have the two of them in my life, even though there were lapses while I was going. I'm so happy I have them in my life. Like I said, if you're going to be living as a parent, if you make that decision that you're leaving that marriage because you're not happy, if you're leaving that marriage because you feel it's not gonna work, please stay in your, make sure you call them from whoever has the custody of the kids should take care of them, and whoever does not have the custody of the kids should always make sure that he or she is in this children's life, because they would always need you. We will always need you. We will always need you. I went through a whole lot. I do not want to go into details about what I went through, but I had to share the ones that are not sensitive, and to the ones that are too sensitive, till now I'm not balanced. But then whoever that is going to be living their relationship or their marriage should have it in mind that they are always going to be in their children's life. Co-parent, like, do co-parenting if you need to do it. Call them from time to time, know how they are faring, be there always. When you learn or you know that they are having like a parents' day in school, if the person in charge in custody of the kids cannot go, the one that is not in custody of the kids can literally just volunteer to go. Just be there. Let them see that you're making effort to be in their life. You know, it's children are the worst creature that you could literally offend, because in the next 20 years they will still remember, and it will be like a grudge. Honestly, at some point it became like that to me, because I was so angry, I was so pissed. But at the end of everything, now that I'm grown, now I know better. I know why they have to go their separate ways. I appreciate and I respect their decision. Honestly, I appreciate and respect their decision. But then, what do I do? If you've watched this far and you've not subscribed, please kindly subscribe. Turn on your notification post to get notified whenever I post a new video. Give this video a huge thumbs up and drop a beautiful comment for me in the comment section. If there's any other video you want me to talk about, obviously I'm definitely going to do it. Yes, there's somebody that literally said I should talk about red flags. I'm going to come up with a video and I'm going to post that too on my channel. So without wasting much of your time, I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.